And a very happy Tuesday to you at 12:07 in the West. It's the John Phillips Show. Mr. Randy Wang's in Culver City.
John, when you go to Los Angeles City Hall for public comment, you get 60 seconds to speak your mind on whatever you want. And after those 60 seconds, they stop you. And some people don't take too kindly to that.
He was down.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. Speaker, your time has expired. We need to move on to the next public commenter. This is your first and only formal warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting. Your time has expired, and we need to move on to the next speaker.
All right. Oh, boy, now more people are joining in.
Well, they have a lot to say.
All right, and the gentleman in the headphones who is
Sir,
yelling
if you yell out again, you'll be
do
removed.
not disrupt
Ma'am,
this
you need to
meeting.
leave.
You are
Okay, sir, please remove the gentleman yelling, and please remove the ma'am. The gentleman with the camera has been ordered to leave. He must.
They keep saying please remove, but nobody removes them.
And they're making all kinds of assumptions about gender.
Leave. He must leave.
Sir, Sir,
You're
the
welcome to
headphones,
come speak
you
in. Your
have been
time is
ordered
here, but you need to
removed
leave.
after being warned to not disrupt this meeting.
He's been
please
removed.
Leave this meeting.
You know what this is? This is a really aggressive version of the Gong Show. And every single one of them is like that.
And it still perplexes me to this day that the members of the city council think it's a good idea to bring in third graders on a field trip to see how government works.
Oh, we were in there one day when it happened. Earmuffs, kids, earmuffs.
Well, what do you do about the smell?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Maybe earmuffs and, I don't know, pinch your nose.
That entire Los Angeles City Hall, that entire building, from the parking lot on the east side to where the city council does their business, the entire thing smells like a homeless encampment.
Well, it smells like that because it's not just the city council doing their business. Others are getting in on that action. 800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. Well, as you know, I am a great big fan of the television sitcom Seinfeld. And one of the episodes on Seinfeld, Kramer decided it would be a good idea to put everyone's picture up in the lobby so that way you knew who all of your neighbors were. And you could say hello to all of your neighbors whenever you ran into them and give them a hug and a kiss. Jerry had no interest in doing that, and he would rebuff all of his neighbors when they would try to give him a hug and a kiss, and then they all started to hate him. Randy, as it turns out, life is imitating art.
That's because in the city of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Civil Rights, Human Rights, and Equity Department, led by a woman named Capri Maddox, who makes $300,000 a year before benefits, launched a new campaign in L.A., and the campaign is called Just Say Hello.
You gotta be kidding me.
If you go to their website at civilandhumanrights.lacity.gov/campaign/justsayhello, you'll see what this is all about. There's going to be bus benches and bus shelters and trash trucks that say, just say hello, break barriers, build bridges, LA for all.
I would love to know what the budget is for our Department of Equity.
Well, we're going to be printing out flyers in 11 different languages, including Russian, simplified Chinese, Korean, Spanish, Croatian, Italian, Japanese, Thai, Cambodian, Vietnamese, and English. Wait, where's the Armenian?
Now, do you think that this initiative cost more than their last one? You know what the last one was?
What was that?
Kill Whitey.
This is, according to them, a new chapter of their award-winning LA for All campaign. What award did they win?
I have got to be aware of that organization.
Without further ado, John, I'd like to introduce you. I'm sure we'll be hearing from her a lot in the future. LA Department of Civil Rights, Human Rights, and Equity Executive Director, Capri Maddox, who came up with this brilliant idea to just say hello. Oh, it's Channel 35, so we've got the fancy piano music.
I want to start off by saying hello.
300 grand a year, you say?
And she was appointed to this position that did not exist in 2020 during the George Floyd riots by Mayor Jackass.
I've received things on both ends.
Well, at least he's on brand.
Before that, she worked for Mike Fuhrer for like 8 years.
I want to start off by saying hello. Hola, konnichiwa, ni hao. We are here
I hear she's a comedy genius in France.
to celebrate the Los Angeles that we know, love, and celebrate. My name is Capri Maddox. I am the executive director of the LA City Civil Rights Department, and we fight.
Excuse me. It's not just the Civil Rights Department. It's the Civil Rights, Human Rights, and Equity Department.
She got the name wrong?
I think they merged all the departments in the last budget.
I see. So it's like our union. We're now SAG-AFTRA.
And we fight hate, injustice, and equity on all fronts on the offensive.
What do you think this department actually does?
Launder money.
And
They do have a budget. Apparently last year it was $5 million. This year it's $8 million. And they get to dole out that $8 million to nonprofits.
So John was right.
defensive. Sure, we'll bring a case against you if you violate someone's civil rights in the private sector areas of commerce, education, employment.
Aren't there already state departments that do that?
This is so stupid. There are so many layers of stupid on this story already, and we've only been playing the sound for 35 seconds.
46.
Education, employment, or housing, but we will also lift community-based organizations through our participatory budgeting program, where we are in the process of giving out $8.5 million based on votes from community leaders.
That's money laundering.
Bingo.
This is your tax dollars going to organizations that do nothing.
They give money to their friends and say, yeah, we're helping the fire victims.
But we're not going to stop there. And all that's going on in Los Angeles, from the fires to challenges with the immigration crisis in Los Angeles, we are standing up to say we will be on the offensive and not only on the defensive. Sure, we have Know Your Rights partnership with our city departments, particularly.
What does this department do?
My guess is launder money.
How many employees are in this department?
Lots of relatives of connected people.
A CIFD, but we and others, what we are standing proud today to say we are a city of unity, and it's going to begin by just saying hello.
Do we have a problem with people not saying hello now?
Well, if you live in the suburbs, people say hello plenty, but my guess is if you live in downtown L.A., you might not say hello because you're worried that someone might rob you.
Is there a more offensive greeting of choice that offended this woman?
We are going to break down barriers. We are going to build bridges. We are going to build a better Los Angeles.
Isn't it great when local bureaucrats treat the entire city of 4 million people like we're all in kindergarten?
Well, I think kindergartners have more sense than these people.
Los Angeles, it is truly for everyone. And my fellow general managers.
If you're wondering why it takes 8 years to repair a sidewalk, it's because we pay for crap like this.
You notice they claim they don't have the resources to adequately staff the police department, but they have money for this.
And
They defunded the fire department right before the fires because they said that they didn't have any money. Yet this woman has $8 million to dole out to pals.
And she gets $300K to do it, plus $100K in benefits. That's more than members of the city council.
And my fellow general managers in the city of Los Angeles, from the mayor to our city council to members of the city family, sanitation's in the house in a big, big way.
Oh, they're going to put "Just Say Hello" on the side of trash trucks, John.
Oh, yes. I'm sure that'll bring a smile to everyone's face.
We are standing up to...
When the trash truck picks up your trash can and then throws it down with that metal claw with the might that will smash it into pieces, you can just say hello.
Why don't they put it on the side of the mail trucks, too, to cover up all of the gang writing?
We are standing up to send a message that hate has no home, and it begins by just saying hello.
No greetings and salutations?
What about howdy? Can I say howdy?
What's up?
This campaign was a campaign created in 2020. It was something that was simple. My husband actually had the idea, and now...
You're crediting your husband with an idea that, hey, people should say hello to each other?
And we pay you $300,000 a year, and it's Pillow Talk that came up with this idea?
And now we have repurposed this campaign to send a strong message, and we are grateful for Masaki. I don't know if he's here. He's the artist that designed this campaign.
Someone got paid a lot of money to draw a flyer that says, "Just say hello."
What is the logo? Is it one of those hand-waving emojis?
If you go on the website, civilandhumanrights.lacity.gov/campaign/just say hello, it's a yellow box, and then it's got orange words that say just say, and then a teal word that says hello.
We need a Doge here in California at just about every level.
I see Makoto here, people who changed this campaign into something special, and you will see it in 80 locations as 80 bus shelters in the city of Los Angeles, dropping to...
A bus bench is going to say, "Just say hello." So when the bus arrives and you see somebody holding a knife and smoking meth, say hello to them.
I'm going to say goodbye.
80 locations as 80 bus shelters in the city of Los Angeles, dropping today. Big thanks to my fellow general manager, Keith Mosey, for that with Street Services. But we want to send a message that at 80 bus shelters, on your sanitation vehicles, at LAX, at Park.
Oh, great. At the most irritating airport in the world, where you're constantly drowned out of people honking on the first floor because there's so many different parking shuttles and rental car shuttles, you're going to just say hello.
Well, if they're going to advertise at LAX, how about putting it right over Karen Bass's face?
At parks, at the Port of Los Angeles, and other places between and far, you will see that we are sending a message that just say hello builds a better and more unified Los Angeles, and it is the follow-up to our LA is for Everyone campaign.
That campaign won awards.
I wonder if they're going to put any of the advertising on the packages that the Narcan comes in.
Just say hello. Sniff.
You will learn more about our work at laisforeveryone.com. But for
Oh, great. We also paid for that domain name.
Okay. If you are earning a handsome salary, $300,000 a year, to do a job that should have been eliminated, actually the job should have never been created in the first place. Just be happy that you're fleecing the city and they don't seem to mind. But that's not enough for this woman. This woman wants to have a press conference where she pats herself on the back and is celebrated.
We are sending a strong message, and it begins with just saying hello.
Okay, if we were to put this in a news article and put it on the website of the radio station, people would think it came from The Onion. No one would believe that it was real.
This is what we spend our money on, folks.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce a champion of justice, equity, and a better Los Angeles, a Los Angeles that's truly for everyone. Council Member Hugo Soto Martinez of the 13th District.
And just in case you're not familiar with who he is, he's the one who says we shouldn't criminalize stealing copper wire catalytic converters.
Well, not catalytic converters.
You know, let's criminalize catalytic converters. Let's criminalize copper.
Just say hello, Hugo.
If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, you're monitoring the mailbag.
Greg writes in at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. Does this idiot from the Just Say Hello pyramid scheme get paid by the word? Or does she just assume that if you use enough words, people will become confused and just agree? All the people bipping cars in California were just saying hello.
We got a lot of email from you about last Friday's interview with Democratic mega donor John Morgan. If you want to go back and listen to the podcast edition of Friday's program to find out just exactly what was said in that interview, Randy, that's easy to do.
Was this the guy that said he loved Pelosi?
Yes.
Quite frankly.
I saw the emails come in, and I didn't know what the context was. Search for The John Phillips Show wherever you get your podcast.
I love everybody.
Whether it's the Apple Podcast app, iHeart, Spotify, search for The John Phillips Show, hit subscribe, and download all the episodes.
Karen, why are you doing this?
Do a Google on the YouTube or get the KABC app or the KSFO app, and you can hear why this guy loves the Pelosi.
The city of L.A. doesn't have the money to fully fund the fire department, but they do have money for the Department of Equity to promote their Just Say Hello campaign. What say you at 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222. The city of L.A. does not have the money to fully fund the fire department, but we have $8 million to spend on a campaign urging you to say hello.
You can check out the campaign by visiting the Civil and Human Rights and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles. Just say hello. Break barriers. Build bridges. L.A. for all.
How about this? Has the city ever considered building actual bridges?
Well, they did build one on 6th Street, and it cost $1 billion. And now it's where all the street takeovers happen, and all the lights got ripped out because they stole the copper wire.
Hello. All right, let's go to Ann in L.A. Ann, hello.
Hey, John, this conversation really...
No. It's not hey, it's hello.
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 You know,
hello.
I remember when our illustrious mayor appointed this person into this department, and it was all around, you know, the whole, when the woke stuff started and they created this department, and she was appointed like in February of that year. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but it was in February. And I had an issue as far as what I thought was a discrimination case. And I said, hey, great. Now there's a department in L.A. that you can count on to help you fight injustice. And I actually got in touch with her, and her first response was, well, I don't even have a budget yet. My office isn't even set up. So we're still working on that. It took them months and months before they would even have an intake form on their website, and then they didn't respond right away. Oh, we still don't have everything set up as far as how we're going to intake these cases, because the purpose of that department was supposed to, citizens were supposed to be able to present different discrimination cases, and then that department was supposed to be able to fight for the citizen, not necessarily get the citizen money, but levy fines on for specific departments that were actually practicing some sort of discrimination. And I don't even know, I just dropped the ball with them because I don't even know if they ever got fully set up. They were really focused on, remember when Asians were getting beat up? And that was all in the news, and they were really focused on crime against Asians. And then they moved on to the transgender issue and non-discrimination of transgenders. And I used to read some of their minutes to see, okay, what cases are these people taking that they're really fighting for? And I couldn't find anything. So I don't think, at least for the first 8 months of her job, she was doing anything except getting paid to tell people, like, we're not set up. I don't even have an office yet. And then when she finally got set up, supposedly, I don't think they ever did any real cases. They went to a lot of these, little woke seminars and programs and presented. That's what they put on their website. But if you did an audit of them to see where have you fought injustice, you probably can't find anything.
No, I think the objective is to raise and spend as much money as possible, hire as many people, preferably your friends, as possible, dole out as much money to organizations that then do things for you as possible, and that's it.
When they finally did get back to me on my case, I think one of her staff said, well, maybe you can, if you want to sue, maybe you can engage a lawyer. And I was thinking, if I could engage a lawyer, if I had that discretionary money to engage a lawyer to fight a discrimination case, why would I have to contact you guys? I thought that's what your purpose was.
No, the purpose of this department is to do nothing.
Well, I figured that out pretty soon.
All right. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Let's go to Paul in Van Nuys. Paul, welcome.
Yeah, how to turn hello into a profanity. Anyway, it's just no matter how bad these, it doesn't surprise me. First these same people turn the place into a complete toilet, and she had to walk with her husband. There's many places in this area where she can walk with her husband even in the daytime and say hello, and they'll never come back. So. It's all self-explanatory. You've got it, and it's disgusting. What else can I say? Thank you.
I appreciate it, sir. Just wait till they get to the goodbye campaign. All right, let's check in with Hugo Soto Martinez, who is the councilman who attended the press conference and was given the opportunity to speak.
All right, Hugo, what do you have to say about Just Say Hello?
Yeah, clap that up.
Nobody's clapping it up for Hugo. Actually.
Hola, Capri, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, muy bien. Good morning, everyone.
They worked on that all day.
I'm sure they did, and someone was probably paid to write that intro.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hugo Soto Martinez, the councilman for 13th District. Can't thank Capri enough for putting this together, but we know it's one person. We need a leader, but we also need a whole department, a whole staff. So thank you all from the LA Civil Rights Department.
How many people work at this department?
We need a whole department, a whole staff for a Say Hello campaign.
For really spearheading this. But yeah, please give yourselves a round of applause. And
that's like a dozen people, all probably getting six-figure salaries for this nonsense.
Hello.
And, I when I first heard about this campaign, I was like, let me think about this a little bit.
Oh, God.
Well, if you thought about it and you thought it through and you ended up with the conclusion that it's a good idea, that tells us about your deductive reasoning skills.
What does it say about us that we voted for him?
Good point.
And I started thinking about all the different experiences that I've had saying hello to people and how...
It's almost as if every time I meet someone new, I say hello.
How that changes people. And it might sound really simple, but it does have an effect. It does have It does have an effect on certain communities, certain spaces. And I want to share one that I had being at a workplace. This was a workplace that people didn't say hello to each other in the morning.
Oh, my God. Hugo taught them how to say hello.
Can you imagine being at a work site and this jackass comes up to you and starts lecturing you on the need to say hello?
They didn't say, how you been? How was your weekend? And that's not how I grew up. I grew up by saying, you got to say hello and be like, good morning to everyone. And so I would do that every single day. And then eventually after...
Really? I thought his first words when he first spoke as a baby was cancel the rent.
And so I would do that every single day. And then eventually, after weeks and months, everybody started doing that. It became part of the culture of that workplace.
I'm not buying this story for 1 second.
Nope. By the way, did you see that they found out that Chuck Schumer, who is the Democratic leader in the Senate, has referenced this couple that allegedly lives in Long Island.
Oh, the Baileys.
Yes, over and over and over again for decades, and we just found out they don't exist.
Of all people that you would think wouldn't take him down on that, John Oliver did a 10-minute piece on that this weekend, and it was hilarious.
If you haven't seen it, you have to.
And so saying hello is not something we shouldn't just make light of it. It actually has a change to real connections and real bridges.
I don't know about that.
Isn't that bridge that we can't use because they keep stealing the copper wire in his district?
Yes, and in the budget request, Karen Bass said for an Olympic budget item, we want to replace those lights. And Bob Blumenfeld said, well, shouldn't we wait to replace them until like right before 2028? Because if we replace them now, they'll just get stolen again.
Good point.
And I can tell you, and I also, in addition to that, I think about my mom, who is a monolingual Spanish speaker, who came to this country, over 40 years ago. But when someone says hello to her in her language, that is not a monolingual Spanish speaker, her face lights up, and
I'm not buying this either.
Nope, not a word of that is true.
Her face lights up, and
these might be some of the most phony people in a city full of phonies.
Okay, if a 6'4" white guy like me walks up to someone who I suspect is a Spanish speaker, but don't know that for sure, I get right in their face and I go, "Hola!" Guess who's getting canceled?
Her face lights up, and by the expressions that I'm hearing today, you know what I'm talking about. It's an ability to make that person be seen, to say that
Is there anybody in this audience that isn't being paid by this campaign?
Probably not.
To say that I care about you, that I know who you are, and that you're a part of this community.
This is so stupid on every imaginable level.
We have covered a lot of stupid press conferences over the last 5 years. This might be the stupidest.
You might be right.
And so I encourage folks to go out and say hello. And if you live in a community with a different language, learn to say hello in that language, because use an additional way to build connections. And so,
by the way, you want to get in real trouble? Learn how to say hello in Korean like Hugo's doing, and say it to a Chinese person.
Oh, yeah. We live in a world where I can't tell anyone's gender. You want me to take a look at someone and figure out what language is their native tongue?
Because use an additional way to build connections. And so as a Latino, I have Koreatown, and I am learning Korean right now. And so annyeonghaseyo to everyone.
Annyeong.
Okay, if that guy walks up to a random Korean person on the street and does that, they're going to look at him like he's on drugs.
Thank you so much for having us here. Let's build bridges. Let's fight back against this administration, because we need to demonstrate.
Wait, what did this have to do with the federal government?
Because that's part of every single LA City function. You have to hate on Trump.
Because we need to demonstrate that they are not our teachers. They're not going to teach us how we need to live. We are going to show ourselves how we need to live. And we're going to carry that with love, with compassion. We're going to build community. We're going to build solidarity. And it can start simply by saying hello.
Let's go to Tony and Martinez. Tony, hello.
This has got to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in ever listening to radio. It feels as though I'm sitting at home with my young children watching a children's show, and they're telling me, say hello to people. Do these people working for the city understand, or at least hear themselves when they talk?
They don't seem to be aware of how ridiculous this comes off. None of them.
It's just mind-boggling. You can't support business owners. You can't support property owners. You can't support the police. You can't have water in the fire hydrants. But if you say hello, we're on the right track. It's just unreal.
Their priorities are so bastardized. Up is down, down is up, left is right is left. What's due north for them is they get it wrong.
Yeah, well, they're very good at getting it wrong. The meat and potatoes of my call was, as a fellow Seinfeld fan, there's a progression of hello in the series, and I think that may present itself in real time. You've got Uncle Leo saying hello. How come you didn't say hello? Just pestering Jerry and his friends constantly. And then you have next phase, which is all of the friends making fun of the woman's belly button. Hello! From there...
I forgot about that one.
From there, you eventually transition into the episode with the pictures on the wall, and Jerry is just disgruntled. And the crescendo to the hello is when Jerry rats out Uncle Leo at the bookstore, and he's having nightmares about Uncle Leo in prison doing pull-ups, saying, Jerry, hello. And that's where we're going to find ourselves.
I think you make a very strong point.
Thank you for the call. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, you're monitoring the mailbag.
Will writes in at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com and imagines that with a campaign like this, maybe Capri Maddox, Karen Bass, and Gavin Newsom will be the new version of the Three Stooges.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Let's go to Cardi in Lancaster. Cardi, hello.
Hey, JP, how you doing?
Good.
So, is this councilman, does he work for Romper Room or Ringling Brothers? What a clown. I can't believe this guy's in office.
It's really hard to believe, isn't it?
He got voted in because his opponent cleared a homeless encampment in Echo Park, and the locals didn't like that.
It's unbelievable the amount of people that are on that council that are just buffoons. They don't know anything about people. They could care less about anyone but themselves. All they are is a bunch of elitist baboons.
Thank you for the call, Sarah. Let's go to Frank in Woodland Hills. Frank, hello.
Hey, you guys, you think, well, first of all, hello.
Hello.
I've laughed so much during this section. Hey, do you think gang members will say hello?
They usually say hello with a bullet.
Yeah. Hello, can I have your wallet, please?
Well, maybe if they were better at the greetings, they'd do less of the shooting.
Good idea.
All right. Thank you for the call, Sarah. Let's go to George in Northridge. George, hello.
Hola, John.
Hola.
Ni hao.
Yeah, I don't know if, I need to bust my brains up against a wall or just cry laughing. But, I mean, it's so ridiculous how this government is run here, basically here and anywhere, so. I mean, what I would like to see, is there any way any of this can ever be audited? And I'd like to add another thing. I heard on the news how they're doing these, protests or stuff like at Home Depot, stuff like that for the ice raid. Well, they got it all wrong. And you do the protests at the strip clubs and the liquor stores so that the guys, that when they get off work, the husbands, they don't go to the strip joints. They don't go to liquor stores to get all liquored up and go home and beat up their wives and kids.
Hello.
Right. Thank you for the call.